Welcome to Table for 92, element number 39, yttrium. It's number 39 because it has exactly 39 protons within its nucleus. For yttrium, we're cooking up a traditional Swedish crawfish feast known as kraskivor, usually done in August at the end of summer. Yttrium was, of course, discovered in the famous small village of Ytterby, where an unbelievable amount of elements were discovered. 10 elements in total can trace their discoveries to the mines of Ytterby, with 4 being named after the village itself. And it wasn't like they were all found at once. The first element to be found in Ytterby was yttrium in 1787, while the last would be found in 1906, 119 years later. Yttrium is a rare earth mineral and is not really found in foods, so that's why we're doing a nice kraskivor, crawfish boil, to celebrate a small part of Swedish culture where yttrium was discovered. So it all started in 1787 when an army officer named Carl Arrhenius, quite a smart looking fellow by the way, discovered a very heavy black mineral ore at the mine in Ytterby. At first, Arrhenius thought it could be tungsten, but while no one at the time knew it, over the next century, this ore would release many a new element. As I said before, the first of these extracted would be yttrium. So the discoverer of the ore, Arrhenius, sent a sample to his buddy Johann Gadolin, a Finnish chemist and quite handsome fellow as well. Gadolin, studying this new mineral dubbed ytterbite, but would later be named gadolite in honor of the great chemist, did in fact discover an oxide of a new rare earth element. While Gadolin was able to identify a new element within the black mineral, it would be a while until anyone was actually able to release yttrium from its chemical bonds. Yttrium would finally be isolated by the Swedish chemist Carl Gustaf Mosander, who would also isolate a couple more of the Ytterby elements in his own career. Now, while Ytterby would come to be found in a lot of industry later on, there was no real use for it for quite a long time. All right, let's start the crawfish. I get live crawfish from my fishmonger. This is about 2 pounds, and they say to let these guys sit in cold water for at least 5 minutes before boiling them. So in the Dutch oven, I'm gonna pour in 1 part beer for every 3 parts of water, a nice dark porter. I actually found some porter from Iceland, which is, fairly close to Sweden. So to that, add a cup of sea salt, a whole cup, a few tablespoons of sugar, get that boiling, then cut up 2 lemons, 1 large onion into large pieces, and a couple stalks of celery, and a couple carrots, then a handful of fennel seeds, and fresh chopped dill, like a lot of dill, perhaps even a bunch of dill. Now add the crawfish and cover and boil for about 5 to 7 minutes until the crawfish are red and look like tiny lobsters. It's amazing what a big deal the kraskivor, or the crawfish party, is in Sweden. Like, even IKEA holds kraskivor celebrations in every August at stores around the world, even in New Jersey, where I live. And they all got the decorations for it. They wear fun, silly paper hats and bibs, sing drinking songs. Just thank you, Sweden, for your cultural contributions to the world. Sweden, at one time, was the largest European exporter of crawfish. They were abundant in their creeks and lakes, but by the late 1800s, overfishing became a problem, and harvesting crayfish became regulated to August, leading to the annual crawfish celebrations at the end of summer. But then in 1960, a plague pretty much wiped out the remaining crawfish population, so today, a lot of crawfish get imported to Sweden every year for the celebrations. Yttrium is really useful today, but technology had to advance to a certain point for its uses to become evident. Like, it was found in the late 1700s and has only found uses in the past few decades. Yttrium is actually pretty abundant, for a rare earth element. It's the 28th most abundant element in the Earth's crust, twice more abundant than lead and 400 times more common than silver. Yttrium aluminum garnets are synthetic minerals that have a bunch of uses. They're quite pretty in gem form. They used to be really popular in jewelry in the 1950s. In different forms, the yttrium aluminum garlets, or YAGs, are really important in lasers. But yttrium was used in radar technology and televisions for a long time, even providing the red color in the new televisions back in the day. Yeah, in the Warner Brothers, that's all, folks. Yep, that's yttrium red right there. We're gonna let the crawfish cool down for a while. While they're cooling down, I'm gonna make a nice refreshing dipping sauce. So you take 1 egg, beaten, and then drizzle in olive oil slowly. Once you have a mayonnaise, then you add a little minced garlic, little yellow mustard, a few drops of red wine vinegar. Combine the mayo with equal parts sour cream, just a dash of chili paste, and then salt and pepper to taste, and add a bunch of dill. As always, you gotta suck the head. That's where all the flavor concentrates. Very nice. Now let's try the dipping sauce. Yeah, that is refreshing. tastes like a Swedish summer. And seriously, thank you, Sweden, for your cultural, scientific, and culinary contributions to the world. There are a lot more elements that we'll be going over that were discovered in Sweden, so a lot more Swedish foods. Thank you. See you next time. This is a cool show, right? You like this show? Just click that subscribe button. Just clickety click.